Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's DLloyd. So we have more information about what exactly happened between the Miami Heat and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Real quickly, though, if you're looking forward to seeing Jimmy Butler play tonight in the final preseason game for the Timberwolves, Jimmy Butler will not be with the team. So do not expect to see him out there on the court or anywhere with the team tonight. He will not be playing at all. So what happened exactly? Because last weekend, it looked like the Miami Heat were really close to making a deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves for Jimmy Butler. Well, ESPN, thanks to them, we got a little bit more insight into exactly what happened. And basically what happened was, initially, once they called up the Miami Heat, they were like, hey, we'll give you Jimmy Butler, but we want you to take on the Gorgui Dieng contract. Now, that shouldn't be a surprise. I've been reporting that for a while. They've been wanting to offload that contract with Jimmy Butler. The Miami Heat did not want to take on that Gorgui Dieng contract. Dieng, an okay player, has some potential there, but his contract, not a friendly one, especially to a Miami Heat team that's already facing salary cap difficulties. They don't have a lot of flexibility already. You're in a win now or win in the next 2 years mode. After that, then you could start to get some flexibility again from your salary cap situation. But taking on Gorgui Dieng's contract, that's going to even further prevent you from making moves down the road because of that deal. So, of course, they did not want that Gorgui Dieng contract at all. So, okay, Tom Thibodeau said, fine, we'll just trade you Jimmy Butler by himself. And what seems like the deal was now, Josh Richardson is going to be DLloyd, who was there to fill out the salary cap to even it out. And then you're going to have a protected first-round draft pick. So 2 players, Richardson, DLloyd, as the cap filler, protect the first-round pick. We do not know the protections of that first-round pick. So it seems like everything was okay to that point. And then they started exchanging medical information. Now, once you start exchanging medical information, that is almost a gentleman's agreement. By the time you do that, of course, as long as everything looks okay in these medical reports that we're going to receive, typically the deal gets done. It's very rarely that teams back out at this point. It has happened, but it's rare that teams back out once you start giving medical information, because teams just don't go around handing out your medicals of your players to other teams at all. So they exchanged medical information. Everything checked out fine because there's nothing wrong with Jimmy Butler at this point. There's no major injuries that's preventing him from playing now from the past. So everything checked out. But then Tom Thibodeau asked for some more draft picks. And once he asked that, Pat Riley apparently had it. That was all that he really wanted to hear at that point. And Pat Riley responded by calling him a mother effer and then hanging up the phone. So that is what happened over the weekend, and that is why a trade did not get done. Now, there was some more talks between the two this week, but it really never got as intense as it was over the weekend. It never got as close to a deal being done as over the weekend. And to me, if you ask me, I think that's a good deal. I think that's about the most you're going to get for a Jimmy Butler right now is Josh Richardson and a DLloyd and a protected first-round draft pick. You're getting two guys who could play, and you're getting a first-round draft pick for a 29-year-old at the end of his prime years who has 1 year left on his deal, who, although says he wants to be there, you never 100% know with these things. So I thought it was a pretty fair offer. Pat Riley, a lot of people call him a bully in the NBA, and he does have bully-like tendencies. But Pat Riley, he already figured in his mind, we're offering more than any other team is going to offer you at this point. And on top of that, Pat Riley thought the deal was going to be done once you exchange medical information. Now, that doesn't make any trade official. But typically, that's a gentleman's agreement. And that's where Pat Riley was from that standpoint. That's why he called him a mother effer. That's why he hung up the phone on Tom Thibodeau. Because he feels disrespected because you're thinking you have a deal done. Yes, it was a silent agreement. Yes, you should never assume these things in the business, especially if nobody ever fully agreed to it, verbally or contractually. You can never fully assume that the deal is complete. But he did assume it. It did not get done. And I see why Pat Riley is mad. with the situation. And if you're Jimmy Butler, you see why you're even more frustrated with the situation. Because once he told himself the Miami Heat was a team that he didn't mind going to, and you hear all the reports that Miami wants him, and they're doing their best to try to get him in there, yes, you have no other option but to be frustrated with your current organization because you had a trade to go to the team that you wanted to play for. So a lot of frustration going everywhere. Of course, you hearing that Jimmy Butler held a players-only meeting yesterday. In that meeting, he was mostly explaining his frustrations with the organization and management and not the frustration with players, which is also somewhat BS because he does have issues personally with Karl-Anthony Towns, but mainly with Andrew Wiggins. But, of course, you need your teammates to somewhat like you going into the regular season. I still think the Timberwolves will still try to trade him. I think Jimmy Butler's still trying to force his way out, but he is a competitor. He will be playing, and he will be playing to win as long as he is putting on a Timberwolves uniform. So I don't think he'll try to position himself by not playing as hard as he can. He will still be out there, and if he plays well, I do think he will command a little bit more as the season goes on. The Timberwolves, their objective is to try to win, and their objective is to trade Jimmy Butler for the most value that you can before the trade deadline. Because there's no doubt in my mind he will be moved before the NBA trade deadline unless some crazy come-to-Jesus moments happens within this team and he decides he wants to stay long-term. I don't see it. Even if they offer him a max deal, I don't see it at this point. I think Jimmy Butler has his mindset on leaving. I think he wants to leave. I think the Timberwolves are going to try to trade him, but only if they could get a lot back in return, or they're going to drag this thing out to the NBA trade deadline. But you guys let me know how you guys feel about the Miami Heat Minnesota Timberwolves situation. Do you think Pat Riley had every right to hang the phone up on Tom Thibodeau? Or do you think he blew this out of proportion? What do you guys think will ultimately happen to Jimmy Butler? He's not going to the final preseason game, but we do expect him, if he's still a member of the Timberwolves and he's not traded, to be there for tip-off. You guys let me know how you guys feel about this in the comment section below. It's your boy, DLloyd. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.